Joseph has been in Egypt. He has got all the Egyptian makeup on. He's got all the regalia. He's standing there. He's an Egyptian for all intents and purposes. Judah, at this moment, what has happened is they had come down to Egypt a second time, bringing Benjamin with them. Joseph, in order to catch them out, in order to sort of, I'm not saying that he's playing with them, but he wants to see what sort of men they are. What he does is he hides a silver chalice, or a silver goblet, I should say, or cup, in his brother Benjamin, his youngest brother's bag. And he hides it in there. And as they leave with their grain on their way back, he sends the guards after them. And the guards overtake them and they say, right, there's a goblet here. Their silver has been stolen and I need to take this back. And it comes out that it's in Benjamin's sack. And here Judah, knowing the implications, knowing the significance of what they've spoken before, that whoever has done this will be a slave, will become lost to the family and will be taken away by the Egyptians. He comes alongside, he says, can I have a word in your ear? Can I just speak to you a few words? Judah had witnessed the outpouring of sorrow that Jacob had expressed when Joseph had been gone missing. He witnessed how his dad had responded whenever the garment was brought in and it was covered in blood. And he's seen that period of time when Jacob was heartbroken, when he was weeping, when he was moping around the camp, where he could not be consoled, where everyone was affected, the servants, his wife, everyone was talking about it. The brothers were walking on eggshells, staying out of the way. He's seen how much Jacob loved Joseph. He witnessed it. I can remember whenever my brother went to America, I can remember the heartache in our family, the effect on us. It was like a death. It was literally like a death. If we sat there weeping, I can remember my parents, how moved they were. So Judah, whenever Judah's thinking about his dad and all that his dad had said to him, he remembers that. It's vivid. It's imprinted on his mind and his emotions. He's not soon going to forget it. In fact, the memory of his father's grief was such that he was willing to become a slave in place of Benjamin. He was willing to sacrifice himself in place of Benjamin just so Benjamin could go back to his father. He was willing to stay. He was willing to put up with it, go on with it. What incredible compassion. Judah, what? This is Judah. He was going to burn Tamar a chapter ago for her idolatry. Or a few chapters ago, he was the man who suggested that his brother gets sold into slavery. Sure, what do I care? There's a few spares we have. But here, he's so worried about his dad's heart being broken yet again. He's so worried about this that he decides, you know what? It's better that I was sold into slavery. Better that I stayed here. Better that I, and the passage he even quotes here in his words into Pharaoh, to Joseph's ear, when he's talking about him. Jacob talks about his wife. Hang on, he's got 2 wives, but he never loved Leah. He's talking about my other son, my second son. Hang on, you've got 10 other sons. But Judah's not resentful. He's not angry. He doesn't feel betrayed. He doesn't feel any negativity towards his father. In fact, all he feels towards his father is a compassion. In verse 27, it says, you know that my wife bore two sons. No resentment. He's still thinking, my poor dad. He might not have loved my mom, but if he hears that Benjamin has now been taken by the Egyptians and that Benjamin is going to become a slave, what is going to happen? He doesn't resent his father. He doesn't resent the fact that he doesn't even love his mom. He doesn't resent the way that he brought him up and showed special interest to his youngest sons, Joseph and Benjamin. Doesn't resent any of that. He's moved with compassion and even moved with repentance, because he was to blame for Joseph being sold down there. He was the one who came up with the idea and everyone followed it and went along with it. And almost to make atonement for his actions. Almost to make up for that, his own part in Joseph's tragedy, he steps up. He says, take me. You know, the remarkable thing about this this passage and this story here is that even before Levi, the tribe of Levi would one day become that priestly tribe. I would be involved in the offerings and the sacrifices and mediating for the people. Here we have Judah mediating on behalf of his father, mediating on behalf of his brother.